Hey everyone. Okay, week three nutrition Zoom. And I am traveling this week, but I still wanted to hop on and just talk really quickly about inflammation and gut health and just share some thoughts with you to just continue encouraging you on your wellness journey here. So you are 3 weeks in, and it's amazing how time flies. And I even have my purple drink shirt on for you today. And the reason why I'm in Columbus, Ohio right now is it is the Plexus Convention this weekend. And so I am pumped. The purple drink is a huge part of the training we receive and just some of the excitement that we'll hear about. I know there's some announcements coming with a new way they're packaging the system together. And so I can't wait to share that with you guys. And I will just put a little plug here and let you know that convention and Plexus in general, as far as sharing Plexus, growing a business, it is for anyone. So if you are loving this purple drink adventure that you're on, and if you're feeling good, and if you're thinking, I might want to share this with people, I would just encourage you to dip your toe in that water and talk to me because I never anticipated sharing Plexus with anyone. I just wanted the products for my own personal health to support my wellness journey. Just, same reason why you joined, but it has become the most amazing opportunity. It is my full-time income. I get to travel all over. I get free trips every year with my kids and my husband. We've been to the most amazing places and had the greatest experiences. And I get to help people with their health and wellness, which is my passion, and earn full-time income doing that while still prioritizing my family, working my own hours on my own time, homeschooling my kids, all of that. So I just can't say enough about how amazing the business opportunity is with Plexus. If you want to chat with about me, I don't know why words are so hard this morning. If you want to chat with me about that, please reach out because it is my one of my greatest passions is to help women make income from home while prioritizing their family. And when we can do that by sharing health and wellness, it is truly amazing. Okay, so that's why I'm in Ohio, but we're still doing this. I wanted to bring your attention to your wins from this past week, right? What's one positive change that you've noticed in these last 2 weeks, getting into our third week here? And it might not just be the scale. Like, yes, losing weight and seeing the scale go down is awesome. And I know so many of you are experiencing that, but there are also non-scale wins that I want you to pay attention to. So less bloating, more energy, better digestion, being able to do smaller portion sizes, upping your water, less snacking, or even just like better awareness around the food choices that you're making. Those are huge wins. So I would love for you to share them in our Purple Drink chat. Shout yourself out and remember to celebrate the little wins and progress along the way because that will keep you encouraged. And it's so fun to cheer each other on. Okay, so this morning we're going to talk about something that affects so much more than just digestion. We're going to talk about your gut health and about inflammation. And these two things can really impact everything from your cravings and your energy to how easily your body responds to these healthy changes that you're making. And if you don't know much about gut health, I would encourage you to dig in and learn a little bit and even take some of the issues that you're struggling with and see how they are connected to gut health. So if you just do a Google search like gut health and mental health, gut health and skin disorders, gut health and fill in the blank, right? Whatever you're struggling with, you will almost certainly find that there is a connection between your gut microbiome, which is the good and bad bacteria in your gut and the balance of those things, and almost every single disease. And it was Hippocrates thousands of years ago who said every disease starts in the gut. Every disease is linked to your gut health. And the reason why is that our digestion, the things we take into our body, they become at the cellular level part of who we are. Like our makeup is very much made of what we eat. And our gut bacteria, you actually have more bacteria in your gut than your own like DNA cells. There are so many living microorganisms in your gut, and your gut microbiome is the balance of the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. You're always going to have bacteria in your GI system, and we need that bacteria to thrive. But sometimes what happens is dysbiosis, and dysbiosis is like an imbalance of the good and bad bacteria. The bad bacteria can really take over and cause all kinds of problems, can cause leaky gut. You may have heard of that. And what leaky gut is, it's basically those junctions in your cell are loose. And so where your gut should have very tight junctions, so that Inflammatory markers can't leak from what we're taking into our digestive system, into our bloodstream. When you have leaky gut, those junctions are loose, and those inflammatory markers and histamines and things that should not be leaching into your bloodstream leach into your bloodstream and wreak havoc on your system. So, by improving your gut health, you can actually tighten up those junctions and experience less inflammation. Okay. So we're going to talk specifically about anti-inflammatory eating. And so let's just understand inflammation first. Like, what is inflammation? It's been called the silent killer, all right, because most of our disease is linked to inflammation in the body. And when you can lower your inflammation, you are going to see improvement across everything, across all your different body systems. Inflammation isn't necessarily the enemy, it's part of your body's healing process, right? Inflammation is your body's response to some kind of stimulus that like needs attention. So if you cut your finger, inflammation helps it heal. If you get sick, inflammation helps you fight infection. That's why when, we have a fever, when we're fighting a sickness, that inflammatory state of the body raises the temperature, kills the germs. Like, it's not a bad thing. But the problem is when inflammation stays elevated for long periods of time. And this chronic inflammation is what we're talking about when we talk about, like, wanting to reduce your inflammatory situation in your body. And signs of chronic inflammation can be fatigue, brain fog, joint aches, just kind of feeling like, oh, all the time, right? Puffiness, definitely digestive issues. And then those food cravings can be a marker of inflammation, skin issues, difficulty losing weight, poor recovery, like after exercise or after stress, just like taking a long time to get back into feeling good again, and just feeling inflamed, like maybe your face. And maybe that's a thing you've noticed being on the system, is that like your face is less puffy. Maybe your eyes look bigger because there's less swelling all around. Those can all be signs of chronic inflammation. I've also heard inflammation called inflammaging. And the reason that term is kind of buzzing around right now is that inflammation causes premature aging. Okay. So that inflammaging process is like you're not thriving as you get older, you're deteriorating, and inflammation is just taking over your body. That is not what we want to do, right? We don't want to be those people. And the connection between inflammation and weight loss is when your body is under stress and inflammation is elevated, your energy will often decrease. And with that, you're less active. Cravings increase because your body's looking to feel better. And so our brains are like, sugar, give me sugar. That'll make me feel better. Sleep can suffer. Motivation drops, recovery becomes harder. So it really does tie in with weight loss. And weight loss is not just about eating less. That can be a part of it, right? We're definitely watching our calories, watching our portion sizes, but it's about creating a gut environment where your body can thrive. And so much of that does start in your gut. So when you hear that term gut health, what comes to mind for you? Most people will say digestion, right? Maybe like, I don't want to feel bloated. If my gut's good, I'll be able to go to the bathroom, right? But your gut influences not just digestion, but also nutrient absorption, right? We're focusing so much on what we're bringing in. But if you have leaky gut, you are not absorbing the nutrients from your food. That's huge. When you seal up that leaky gut, you actually will have more vitamins and minerals that you need because you'll be able to absorb them. Your immune system is super, super connected to your gut health. And then your energy, your mood, you make 70% of your serotonin, which is like, part of your brain chemistry and regulating your mood and helping you feel happy. That is made in your gut. There's a huge connection. It's called the gut-brain axis between your gut and your brain. And if you struggle with depression, with anxiety, with any kind of mood disorder, improving your gut health can be massive for reducing those symptoms that you're experiencing. Your gut health is also connected to your metabolism. So that's what we're getting into here with weight loss. So by improving your gut health, people often notice less bloating and better digestion and more regularity. So if you struggle to go number two, you definitely want to focus on your gut health. And I'm going to give you some tips and talk about our gut health system because it might be a really good transition for you soon to move from Slim and Trim into the gut health system. When you are regularly moving your bowels, you're getting rid of toxins. That's so important. And it helps reduce that bloating, right? Like you don't want to just be going to the bathroom once a week. That's terrible. You should be going every single day. And when gut health improves, you'll also see reduced cravings. Okay. So it all ties together. One of the things I love to help people do when focusing on nutrition is to focus on the basics of anti-inflammatory eating, right? We've talked about portion control. We've talked about not snacking. We've talked about grocery shopping and a little bit about meal planning. One thing I did when I was looking to reduce the inflammation in my body, when I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disorder, I know it's an inflammatory disease. I'm like, okay, what can I eliminate and what can I focus on to bring down inflammation? I just want to keep this really practical for you. Some of the most inflammatory foods are gluten, sugar, like all your white sugar products, and food chemicals. So, and alcohol. So, if you're looking to reduce inflammation, those are the big ones to watch. So, for me personally, I went through a season where I did completely cut out gluten to bring my inflammation down. Now, I would say I'm low gluten, not completely gluten free. But if you have a lot of inflammation, I would say cut out gluten at least for a couple of months and see how your body responds. Sugar, definitely inflammatory, right? So, watch those added sugars, even your natural sugars that are occurring in like fruit and that kind of stuff, you do want to just monitor. But it's mostly from the added sugars that you're going to get a lot. So even things that are packaged sometimes as healthy, like fruit juices, those kind of things can have a ton of added sugar. And then your obvious things like desserts and cookies and ice cream and all that stuff are going to be things to avoid because of that sugar content. Alcohol metabolizes very quickly into sugar, so you want to limit or completely cut off your alcohol intake if you are looking to reduce inflammation. And then, of course, your food chemicals. So these would be your artificial sweeteners. So bad for your gut, guys. Do not do artificial sweeteners at all. Your food dyes, carrageenan, and other additives. And we talked about that on our other Zoom, that you really want to count chemicals, not just calories, and really look to reduce at all, like get them completely out of your diet, all of the artificial chemicals that are in your diet. What you do want to focus on for anti-inflammatory eating is quality protein. Again, there will never be a nutrition Zoom where we don't talk about protein. So quality protein, and your fruits and vegetables, your leafy greens, your berries, healthy fats, fish like salmon and other fatty fish. Lots of herbs and spices are anti-inflammatory. So your turmeric and your curry and all those yummy spices. Plenty of water to always be supporting your hydration and flushing out toxins, and really just limiting those gluten, sugar, and processed, highly processed packaged foods, which it's funny that like that is the way to eat, whether you're looking to reduce inflammation, you're looking to lose weight, you're looking to increase muscle, like it's pretty much all the same thing. Really focus on protein, lots of vegetables, some fruits, very low carb. Like that is the way to eat, you guys. And in those things, making your own food, choosing whole food, fresh options, not relying on packaged food, as easy as it is, it really should not be the staple of our diet. What happens when you reduce your inflammatory foods is that systemic or full body inflammation can go down so that you can actually absorb the nutrients in your food and improve your gut health. There's also a huge connection between stress, sleep, and cravings. So when people focus just on food, that's great. But if you can also address your stress and your sleep, you're going to get even more healing in your body. For stress, when you are chronically stressed and that cortisol rises, that stress hormone of cortisol, your cravings will increase and you'll crave sugar and salty foods and comfort foods. So as much as you can, I know we live in a stressful world, but focus on even throughout the day, just an exhale. Okay. So this is something I've been working on. Not like I have to take 5 minutes and do breathing exercises, but just when I notice I'm tense, like my shoulders are up, my jaw is tight, it's just like just exhale, right? Just relax. That can help lower your cortisol levels and really prioritize sleep. Sleep is very important. Should be getting 7 to 9 hours every day. We actually have to plan for it, right? We can't just see what happens in the day. We have to actually have a bedtime, make sure that it's consistent, and that's so important to your overall healing. Okay, so I want to wrap this up by talking to you a little bit about the gut health system, because this is a great transition after you're done with your Slim and Trim. So maybe you're doing Slim and Trim for 30 days. I really recommend sticking with it for 90 days so that you can get the full benefit, because sometimes within that 30 days, that first month, you're detoxing, your body's adjusting, you're figuring out like the perfect timing for you and all that. But 90 days, you're going to get the full results, right? So my personal advice to you would be stick with Slim and Trim for 90 days. At that point, I would switch to the gut health system. So take a break from, detoxing your liver and all that and switch to the gut health system. The gut health system is Plexus's like signature system that we've had for 18 years. 18? Yeah. I think it's 18. Don't quote me on that, but for a long time. This is our signature system. It's the thing that we sell the most of because it's amazing. And what it does is it seeds in the good bacteria and gets rid of the bad bacteria in your gut so that you can have a healthy and balanced gut microbiome. This is the system that for me personally, it was before we even had Purple Drink, completely transformed my health. From my Lyme's disease to my PCOS to my Hashimoto's, settled everything down, helped me achieve such a improved state of health because it improves your gut, and that is connected to everything. So the gut health system is slim. Now, I still get the black cherry lime, but it's slim microbiome. So if you have hunger control, that might be like the longer stick. Slim microbiome is a smaller stick. It has a different type of fiber. It's called XOS. It's a prebiotic fiber, and this acts like fertilizer for the good bacteria in your gut. So you drink your Slim every day, but it's Slim microbiome. It's helping that good gut bacteria to grow and thrive. And then there's two capsules that you do with the gut health system. BioCleanse is a magnesium supplement. It's magnesium, vitamin C, and fruit peel extracts for antioxidants. That helps to oxygenate your body. Magnesium is connected to 500 functions in your body. It's super important, helps keep you regular, flushing out those toxins. So that is BioCleanse. And then ProBio 5 is 5 strains of freeze-dried probiotics, digestive enzymes as well. And what that does is it breaks down candida yeast in your system and gets the good bacteria in. And that is it. It's a really simple system. So you could stick with like the Slim every day, could continue to do that mid-morning like you're doing now. And then the BioCleanse and ProBio 5 I take at night. So very, very simple. That is a system that you can be on. I've been on it for 8.5 years. I will never go off it because it has transformed my health so much. And it's something we need all the time because there is so many environmental toxins, and our food just isn't as clean as it could be, right? Like there's always stressors on our gut health and things trying to tear our gut health apart. And so we have to be building it back up all the time. So the gut health system is a great transition when you're done Slim and Trim to continue on and even take your gut health to the next level. Okay. So this week's challenge, I want you to just pick a couple things to focus on. Maybe it's adding in one anti-inflammatory food daily. Maybe you're going to cut out gluten for a couple weeks and sugar and see how you feel. You could really focus on hitting your water goal. Or maybe it's prioritizing 30 extra minutes of sleep. If you're like, man, that is really working against me because I'm not prioritizing sleep, that might be what you want to focus on this week. Okay. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and week ahead next week, we will meet next Friday for our final nutrition Zoom. And I want you to be thinking about what's next. You can stick with Slim and Trim. You can do that for 90 days. You can pivot to the gut health system. But really, this is just the beginning of your journey. And it's the beginning of your journey with Plexus. Like, really, there's nothing you can't do with this. So whether you're like, I'm committed to my health, take me to the next level, let's talk about it. Or you're like, I want to bring some friends along. I would love to make income by sharing Plexus with friends and family. I'd love to help you. I'm here for your wellness goals. I'm here for your financial goals. I'm here for your lifestyle goals. I'm here for all of it. And we are cheering you on. So you guys have a wonderful week.